Morning, it's me, Pearl, and this is Tuned in Tarot, and it is Tuesday, which means I am not here live, although I may be in the premiere with you, but I am doing a wild card reading for you today that is pre-recorded, so I hope you do enjoy that. I have shuffled a deck of playing cards, just normal playing cards, into a solitaire pyramid, and I'm going to play solitaire and read the cards. I don't know exactly how this will go. I've never done anything like this before, outside of just when I play solitaire, I end up reading the cards myself. So we're just gonna get started and see what happens today in this strange wild card reading. All right, first card up, we have the Ten of Wands. So this is a card about putting down burdens and responsibilities. So we have a feeling of a lot of burdens, a lot of responsibilities, and we are really ready to drop it, make a communication, something to that effect. So, of course, since we're playing solitaire, we have to now choose we're going to kind of go progressively and regressively through this whole pyramid and see what happens. So, from the Ten of Wands, we need to either progress to, it would be a knight, or we need to take a step back into a 9 energy. So our choice right now is a 9 of Wands or a 9 of Pentacles. And I think I'm feeling the 9 of Wands because we're keeping that same theme. We have, in the 9 of Wands, we have isolation, we have healing, resilience, perseverance. This is getting through. This is having acquired the strength you need to be able to finally drop those burdens now and move on to the next phase. So from the 9 now, we're kind of at a standstill. We need to draw another card to take us on our next step along the journey. What do you know? Here is our Knight of Wands. So we're moving from this Ten of Wands, communication, this burden, responsibilities, having fought these battles and healed and being prepared now. And now we feel this passion coming from this Knight of Wands, driving us to this next phase in our progression. And the Knight of Wands, of course, is sweeping us off our feet, kind of a feeling. There's a lot of inconsistency with it because it's not the kind of knight that has a plan or a strategy. So it's just an energy that's just gonna come rushing in. So the next step is this Queen of Swords. So this Knight of Wands energy has a feeling of wanting to, there's been this healing progression that has taken place that has now allowed this divine masculine energy to be able to approach divine feminine energy in this passion and in this with swiftness also, but not a strategy, and there might be some issues there about commitment. This could be sexual energy. So this Queen of Swords, this divine feminine, is kind of protecting herself just because she doesn't want to receive any sort of energy that's not in alignment. She wants something that's more consistent. What she would like is a King of Wands, not a Knight of Wands. So she is wanting to progress to this more matured energy. To be swept off her feet is one thing, but she wants somebody that's going to take action, take command, be able to hold this vision and progress with her to bigger and better things, not just, kind of messing around, but being very serious, being ready for commitment and being very passionate. All right, time to draw another card. What do you know? We get the Queen of Cups. So the divine feminine energy feels this, to attract a King of Wands with this energy will make her feel happy, will make her feel this fulfillment. And She feels that the divine masculine energy approaching her from that strong position in the King of Wands with the intent to follow through with this action and communicate. She's getting this Knight of Pentacles energy, this very consistent, reliable energy, stable, with a really solid offer. This is really interesting to do the reading this way. All right, now here we are at the Five of Swords. So there has been a struggle here with this energy, and I'm going to shift this energy over to the side. We're going to start this new progression now so I can keep track of everything. So there has been this battling that has happened. There has been this feeling of defeat, and it might be that Divine Feminine is feeling a bit defeated by this really slow-moving Divine Masculine energy. While she wants this King of Wands to come swiftly and take action, she's getting this very slow-moving energy, and so she's feeling kind of defeated by that at this time. And here's the Five of Wands right after it. So she's feeling defeated by the struggle, struggling with, grappling with this part of self that won't make this move, that's just taking its sweet time. She's defeated by this struggle. She doesn't want to do this anymore. And here's her Queen of Wands to match that King of Wands energy. She is really wanting to be able to hold her vision. Despite this battle, feeling defeated by this struggle, she wants to hold her vision. She wants to be, to keep that fire burning. And even though she feels this defeat at this time, because she's holding out for this victory. She feels like she is able to give herself this victory. Boy, we're not doing so well at getting through this pyramid here on this. Oh, famous last words. Here we are. What is her victory but the culmination of this Ten of Pentacles? This is her material fulfillment, her material prosperity and well-being. And now we can go to the pyramid and start to try to chip away at it. And, you know, it's almost like a tower that we're releasing all these pieces from. This Ten of Pentacles that she just will arrive at when she accomplishes this victory. This is this fulfillment of this Nine of Pentacles energy she's been in, which is single and fabulous. The ability to indulge herself, to indulge her fantasies and her desires in that material prosperity and well-being that she's going to experience. She can finally have this reward that she's been longing for. And we're getting the Fool here. So it was in its reverse because this card actually can be in reverse in this deck. And so we have her being a bit cautious, though, about this new beginning. She's worked really hard for it, and she doesn't want to do anything that could potentially cause her to lose this ground that she's gained towards this well-being. Because she's afraid of this lack energy, this Five of Pentacles. She doesn't want to end up back in a state of lack. She wants to have a new beginning and come out of the cold and be able to enjoy the abundance that she knows she will be victorious in if she can maintain this Queen of Wands energy, this vision of herself. Here's the Seven of Cups. So we're seeing her feeling like she has a lot of options and being very careful about thinking that she's in a state of lack, when in reality, she has all of these opportunities and options she has put into her vortex all of this time. And here's the King of Cups. She's feeling like she wants to choose to be with a king, a divine masculine energy that is very heart-centered, that is sensitive and psychic, compassionate and caring. I also see her feeling confused. We see her feeling like she can have this victory over her Ten of Pentacles, but she's still single. And she doesn't understand why this divine masculine energy is acting like a fool and keeping her out in the cold and not choosing her and being quiet. She's really confused about these decisions that this King of Pentacles energy is making. And here's this Eight of Swords. She's trying not to sabotage herself. She's trying not to protect herself from what it is that she desires just because of this confusion. She's trying not to react to the sort of the mixed signals that she's getting, things like that. And she's really working on not protecting herself from what she really wants, which is this King of Cups. And here's the Nine of Cups. This is her wish fulfillment. So we see again this, she's trying not to protect herself from her wish fulfillment. There is also a sense here that divine masculine protects his feelings and emotions from her. And she's confused about exactly why this happens. She's in the cold. It's not clear why divine masculine chooses to do this, but that Nine of Cups energy, which is your wish fulfillment, it's also about being greedy and hoarding. So there's confusion on her part about why that's happening. And then we have the Nine of Swords. This causes her a lot of anxiety. She thinks a lot about it, trying to figure it out, kind of looping and looping and looping over that energy in her headspace. And it causes her a lot of heartbreak and pain, because she would really like to be able to come into this physical union, to this Two of Cups energy with this divine masculine. She's being very patient. She knows that these pieces are falling into place and that she is going to be able to see a culmination of her heart's desire. But there is a standstill currently because of this situation that she's feeling confusion about, where she's not quite sure why divine masculine doesn't make this move, doesn't actually go towards his wish fulfillment. But she's being patient while she is in this standstill, and she's choosing to fill her own cup, this Ace of Cups energy. She knows that she has to take care of herself, and that as long as her cup is filled, she's going to be able to see this progression towards this thing that she desires. Oh, can't go there yet. To go here first. So to fill her own cup means she will be able to see a divine masculine in his integrity, able to communicate with her and share with her his feelings. But currently this king is maybe icy and aloof, and she's not really able to hear a lot from him, so she has to focus on her own cup. But she wants to have this feeling of this integrity with this divine masculine energy. And then we're getting the Four of Wands. So this is what she would like to see as she fills her own cup from the divine and is able to share her cup with this man of integrity, this divine masculine energy, and celebrate this sacred union finally being together and being able to collaborate and work together. So finally, this is when the Three of Pentacles is coming up. Being able to collaborate and work together and finally accomplish this manifestation, really, in the physical, in the 3D. And here's the Knight of Swords coming in swiftly, taking action to bring truth and clarity and directness about this Ten of Cups, this spiritual fulfillment. This is crazy that I did this reading this way, because it's like this, it's crazy. So this spiritual fulfillment, which comes from this Knight of Cups expressing what he feels expressing what he has in his heart for the divine feminine energy. Here we have the Four of Pentacles, wanting this solid foundation with divine feminine, wanting to be able to build this solid foundation with her, but also provide this solid foundation for her, which would be built upon this expression of what is in divine masculine's heart space. And then we have the Eight of Cups, needing to walk away from what doesn't serve us towards our higher calling. So divine masculine energy has to release these attachments in this Four of Cups energy, these material attachments. Part of this clarity and truth that comes from the Knight of Swords about spiritual fulfillment is that in order to be able to fully express what's in his heart and be in tune with his emotions, he has to be able to release attachment to the material and walk away from what doesn't serve him. And then we have this King of Pentacles energy. To be able to do this, ironically, makes him this solid, abundant King of Pentacles who can provide and protect the divine feminine energy. We're also seeing him needing to walk away from any issues of control or ego that might exist with that divine feminine energy at this time. Seven of Pentacles. This is about patience. This is about planting the seeds and now being able to harvest those fruits. And if divine masculine has walked away from those things that don't serve him towards this higher calling, he has made himself more magnetic in this King of Pentacles energy and is now able to actually harvest these fruits. And here we are. His heart's desire at this Ace of Wands energy. There's two jokers in this deck, which function as a 0 card for me, as the Fool. Both of them were in reverse today. So we see both energies being very cautious. But what he's being cautious in regards to, I have to show you. I don't know if we're going to get to it or not, but like the last card that is here on this table that we have to get into the rest of the spread is this Queen of Pentacles. So he's being cautious about this Queen of Pentacles, and let's see why. Two of Wands. So there is a new beginning here for a past connection. That's definitely part of the meaning of that, for sure. Cautious because this is this twin flame energy. He knows that there are these cycles and patterns that are triggered between them. And so he's approaching cautiously because this is very precious to him. This is this Two of Pentacles. He has a lot of burdens and responsibilities right now. I want to see if let's see, King, 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 Jack, Jack. Yeah. So he has a lot of burdens and responsibilities right now, and he's trying to balance these scales to be able to go forward with his heart's desire. Part of these things he has to juggle have to do with this third-party energy. This is also about celebration and reunion, but there's definitely an element here that there could potentially be some third-party energy that's causing issues, and he's having to balance and deal with this responsibility. And that is why we're seeing him maintain the silence in this Four of Swords energy. He also might be experiencing grief at having to choose to relinquish this other energy from before. When you walk away from something in an Eight of Cups energy, you're doing that with and especially when you've been in a Two of Swords energy, which we've seen too, you have to make difficult choices. And this is what he's keeping hidden. This Four of Swords, which is about silence, and this Seven of Swords, which is about things that are not yet revealed or hidden or strategy or whatever. This is what he has kept quiet or silent about. Basically, the immensity of the responsibility of this relinquishing of the third party energy, and how much Ten of Swords, how much pain that has caused him, and how he felt pinned down by the wounds that he, first of all, endured, but also he inflicted wounds upon others in this process of disengaging himself from this past energy. And now he's being very honest with himself and wanting to bring this same kind of clarity to this divine union with this Ace of Swords energy. And you know, it's interesting because this card also can appear in reverse, although most of the other ones cannot. So this Ace of Swords in reverse, it might have been actually really difficult for him to be very honest with himself about the pain that he caused Divine Feminine in this separation, in the continuance of the separation, in the secrecy that he has engaged in. It's been very difficult for himself to be really honest with himself about it. And the Six of Pentacles, this is the reciprocity that he has wanted to be able to engage in. And he's not been able to. He's not been able to give clear messages, direct messages, because of this third-party energy that has functioned as a block. And we're seeing now that he wants to really send these messages and finally reciprocate and be able to share the truth, but that he's still having to withhold it because of this past energy with the Six of Cups. He wants to reunite with Divine Feminine. He wants to be able to send messages to her, to be able to initiate this reunion at this time. And he's trying to be very optimistic about it because he knows that this separation has caused a lot of sadness, but he's really trying to be very optimistic that now he can finally fulfill this Four of Cups, fulfill this grounding of the union, this meditation and contemplation, this being in nature aspect of this Four of Cups, but the grounding element. He wants to be able to vary this union from the struggle and strife that they've experienced to this next place, even if he's uncertain about where that is going. And this is the offer that he really does deeply want to make to this Divine Feminine energy. The Seven of Wands, and he's standing his ground right now. He has realized that he was fighting off himself for a long time, and he's not fighting against giving this union, but he's going to stand his ground against any opposing forces and be able to present this offer to the Divine Feminine. And he's working on it. He's working on the ability to come forward. But what's really interesting about this game of solitaire, we didn't win. And the last card is the Queen of Pentacles, all on her own. And it was very interesting how, normally I'm doing the spread as Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and I didn't really have any idea how that would play out. And the beginning of the spread showed us feminine, and then it merged into Divine Masculine, and it ended, and it was about half and half. And here we are with the Divine Feminine on her own at the end of this spread. All right, so let's actually get some tarot. And today I'm only going to do 2 decks instead of 4. And we're just going to get Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine messages. And I think we will use, I love my Housewives Tarot for the Divine Masculine. And we're going to use the Field Tarot for the Divine Feminine today. And we're just going to pull a few cards to kind of help us sum up this very interesting game of solitaire. Now, how fascinating to have played a game of solitaire and have ended up with a solitary queen, since that is me. So let's get some messages for this queen and her how do we want to say this? I guess on her own. For this queen that is all on her own, let's get messages for her. One more message, please. Let's get some divine masculine messages. 2. 3 messages, please, for divine masculine. Exactly 3 cards? Well, thank you, Spirit. And then we'll take a look at the bottom of each of the decks. Alrighty, let's see. So we're going to put divine masculine in headspace and divine feminine in heart space. Alrighty. Let's take a look at divine feminine first. Divine feminine, she's getting the 9 of Cups. So, of course, we're going to have seen most of these cards because we just went through an entire deck of cards. So every one of these cards we're probably going to see, we will have a duplicate for in the first reading. But interesting that divine feminine starts here with 9 of Cups. This is her wish fulfillment. This is also about divine masculine energy being withholding and not really, and kind of being greedy and hoarding his emotions. And I also see her as feeling like she herself is being greedily hoarded by the divine masculine, hidden away and not shared with others. The next card up for her is Justice. It is in reverse. So we're feeling that there's a feeling here of not fair. There's a feeling here that justice needs to be done, that in order for her wishes to be fulfilled, she really does need to see a balance, that reciprocity, right? She needs to see balance between the two of them. She needs to see herself receiving just as much as she is giving, a balancing of those scales, and she needs to hear an apology for the hoarding that divine masculine has done. And then finally, we're seeing her in this energy that has just really been with her the last 3 days. This is Page of Cups. This is so beautiful, heart-centered, innocent, and in this case, it's about dreams. So she's trying to remain heart-centered. She's trusting in the wish fulfillment. She does believe that justice will come, but she must see justice in order for her dreams to really be realized. Divine masculine's countering energy for that is really incredible. His clarifier, so this would actually be kind of like this, because that's how I would usually read it, with headspace on top and heart space on the bottom. Divine masculine is in the 5 of Wands, right? He's blocked. He's struggling. There's a divine feminine energy. And look, she's struggling to clean and be able to like do all of this, like this housework type of a thing. It's like this, all I can think about is the feeling that I get when I cook a lot and I'm like, all I do is wash dishes. Literally all I do is like cook and then wash dishes and then I cook again and then I just wash dishes again. And that's all I do. And it's like this struggle, like that you feel like you can never quite accomplish anything because you're just cycling through the same pattern or something over and over again. So divine masculine is thinking a lot about this struggle, this grappling that he's been doing with wanting to have these wishes fulfilled and not being able to express, being blocked in his expression. And divine feminine is feeling and sensing that. The next thing for divine masculine is this Chariot energy, which is wonderful because it's forward motion and it's towards this justice that divine feminine is feeling, the balance that she needs in order for her to be able to realize her dreams. It comes from divine masculine balancing out his energy, and he's doing that. He has surrendered the reins to the divine, and he is releasing the control that his ego has and allowing the divine to lead him directly where he needs to go. And for divine feminine, this will be the balancing of the scales that needs to take place. Divine masculine, just to emphasize the release of the ego, we're seeing the Devil card in reverse. And it's clarifying divine feminine's dreams, which is to be able to be with the divine masculine in healthy energy, right? To have this release of past energy, codependencies, this ego that controls his ability to come forwards, to come towards her. It's all about that energy, and it could be too for divine masculine if there's third party, but the full release of that third party energy to be able to make his way towards divine feminine. He was grappling with himself, with his ego. He's surrendered that. He's released that toxicity, and he's become more heart-centered, reflecting that divine feminine energy. All right, let's get a few oracles just to close out this reading. Oh, we also want to look at the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to get spellcasting oracles today, and I think just animal spirit. Alrighty. So bottom of the deck for divine feminine energy is this Princess of Wands energy. So the Page of Wands is a big player for us the last week, as well as the Page of Cups. And so for her, she's just in this exploration phase, and it's kind of difficult for her to venture out on her own right now. She's feeling a little bit wary about her next steps because she's wanting to be very committed to being to manifesting her desire, but she's wanting to have a beginner's mind about it and not hold on or be attached to any of the past energy that used to motivate her. So she's kind of just grappling with this new feeling of exploring on her own, and it's a little challenging. Divine masculine is working very hard on this transformation, this death energy. He is wanting to see a rebirth of this connection, but in order to have that happen, he really has to transform himself. He has a tendency towards fighting against his own desires, and he really needs to transform that within himself and allow himself to have what it is that he wants and to believe that he is worthy of it. All right, so let's get some messages for the both of them. Let's see. Divine feminine. Masculine. Both of them. All right. And animal spirit. Too many cards. Okay. Alrighty. Divine feminine. You are getting this card for healing right now. You are healing. You have been healing. And from this place of healing, you are really truly learning this lesson from skunk spirit, which is knowing your worth. And if we look at Colette Baron Reed's description of skunk spirit oracle message, she tells us, what do you value? What do you believe in? Is your best, most authentic self on display? Skunk spirit comes as a reminder that you can be proud of who you are and what you have accomplished. Know your worth. Not everyone will agree with you or share your values, but you can walk with your head high knowing that when you express your integrity, others can feel your authenticity and will be inspired by it. Be who you are, and if your reputation precedes you, good. You have much to be proud of, and skunk spirit wants you to be your best self, the true you. So you are healing these fears in regards to being allowed to be your authentic self. And this is really resonating with me. I just did every so often when you're working on how to manifest courses from Lacey Phillips. You're supposed to go back and revisit the ones that you've done in the past. So I went to do a manifestation checkup. And I found out that my authentic code had shifted. Not drastically, but it was like the things within my authentic code shifted in their weight, in how much importance they had for me. And I realized it was because I had grown a stronger sense of my own authenticity. What I felt was authentic to me when I first started the process, I gained even more clarity about. I let even more of my shadow be part of who I am. I accepted more and more of myself. And what I learned that I need to do in order to change the interactions I have with my divine masculine, because it comes from a place in my inner child where I had one of my first relationships was one where I was hidden, and they they even made fun of me to their friends, or they like downplayed our relationship, kept me hidden, didn't speak of me, and made me feel like there was something wrong with me, that I couldn't be on display as who they loved. And then as I was exploring that, I realized that my mother and my father had a similar relationship, where my mom would act embarrassed of my dad, even though he was like funny and great and just amazing. Like to this day, people will hit me up in my Facebook messages, like people from my high school that were like maybe a few years behind me. And they'll be like, OMG, I did not realize that Foster was your dad. Like, he's so hilarious and amazing, because he tends bar, or he used to tend bar, so people would like see him there or whatever. And they'd be like, he's just the greatest. And so when I thought about this, when I went through these things where I was exploring, like, what are my reasons for, being hidden or not seen fully? And it's like, because I learned from a young age, from watching my own parents interact, that it was normal for one partner to have to be ashamed of the other, and the other partner to accept that. And that is not a thing. That's not a healthy dynamic. My parents didn't have a healthy relationship. They didn't feel for one another the way that I believe my divine masculine feels for me. So for me to be triggered by this, it's really just showing me that I have this wound that allows me to be treated this way, that I think it's normal to be treated like that, to be hidden or whatever, or to have valid reasons for this. Like, well, I have to be hidden because of this or that, and accepting those things about myself and having to step back and be like, no, that's not really my worth. That comes from a limiting belief from my childhood that told me that partners treat each other that way, but that's not how partners treat each other. So I can't accept that anymore. So you have to go and kind of do that same sort of healing work within, and find out where you are hiding your most authentic self and why. And once you get there, you have to do that energetic work of going back to the child that learned that lesson and teaching them that's not how we love. And that's not how you will be loved. And you have to kind of heal that part of yourself. Once you do that energetic work, that thing that keeps happening to you should stop happening. All right. Then for divine masculine, we are getting strength and ant spirit. It is time to collaborate. So for the strength card for divine masculine, that's really in alignment. To have the chariot and the devil in reverse is all about getting our ego under control. So divine masculine is clearly working hard on this. And he has consequently a lot of strength right now. He has the strength he needs to go forward to collaborate. This is also a message about how much strength he gains in working together with someone else, that you're stronger as a team here than you are on your own. And it is time to collaborate with the divine feminine energy to gain the full power that you have in that strength card. So Ant Spirit's message, and this of course is the One, which is like the magician card. And when Ant Spirit comes to visit, it's to celebrate the benefits of working in a partnership with others as part of a community or tribe. Spirit reminds you that to build your dream, you need to work with others, accept help, and trust in your most important partnership, the one you have with Spirit. Your intentions will come to fruition if you remain awake and focused on co-creating your reality with others and with Spirit. Remember that the world around you can easily seduce you if you don't have some sort of practice or discipline like meditation to keep you on track as you build the life you desire. Connecting with others and having accountability partners can be very helpful, as it's unlikely that everyone will fall asleep at the same time. The other message Ant Spirit holds is that you are now at an auspicious time to ask for help and receive it, whether you need help assembling a team, finding a new tribe, or requesting assistance from others who are there for you. Everything is working to support you right now. So, Divine Masculine, it would behoove you, dear sir, to go right ahead and start collaborating with this Divine Feminine energy. You have the strength to do this at this time, and Divine Feminine knows her worth, and she will be very valuable to you. All right, let's close out this reading. This is so lovely. You are both getting your life purpose, and nothing is wasted. So I don't even have to read this Vulture Spirit card to you to be able to give you the full message of this, which is any experiences that you have that have felt difficult, that have been struggle, that have been strife, any guilt, any shame, any embarrassment, anything, it was not wasted. The time that you were in separation, it's not wasted. All of this is part of your life purpose. It's what you asked for before you even came here, and it's what you ask for when you draw breath. So it's all for you. And nothing that has happened is a wasted experience. Alrighty, let's close out with some Island Time Wellness cards for some advice that we can take with us for today. What can we do on this day that will really help the both parts of self to fully come into alignment? Wow, Divine Feminine, you're still working on that, babes. All right. Oop. Divine Feminine. You got the healing card and you got know your worth before, and for today you're getting heartbroken again, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving and mourning, and you're getting passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally, and having fun. So here's my advice to you. You can focus on this, or you can focus on this. It's up to you. This is the better feeling version of your current manifestation. This is not having your current manifestation and thinking about it. Choose one, and that's how your day will go. Divine Masculine. You are getting karmic relationship in reverse and soulmates. Soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. Fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment lessons, letting go, and loving you. Divine Masculine, I feel that you have had a very, very difficult time releasing this karmic relationship with a soulmate. This has been the biggest struggle for you. We saw it today in the reading. We're looking at it right now. Today, if you can release and let go this soulmate, this will help you balance those scales and be able to move forward with that Chariot energy that you got today. I just saw 44, and it's going to be 11:44 in a minute. Oh, and I just saw 44:11. Okay. The bottom of the deck is sunglasses. Watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, and focusing out. So, for me, this is, well, especially if we look at the next few cards. You are focusing outward instead of focusing on the self. And this golden mirror, this narcissistic kind of thing, you're having trouble. It's like in focusing on this outward thing, like whatever it is that you're obsessed with or trying to manifest or whatever, it is indulging yourself, but it's narcissistic. So you're needing to shift this energy in regards to how you view one another, because right now you are just you're sort of getting your jollies by viewing one another, but you're not actually moving towards one another. So you really need to stop focusing out, actually be taking care of yourselves, and healing this narcissistic energy. This is the love bombing thing. I'm seeing this like messages thing. This is not helpful to you. And underneath all of that, the healthy choice here is to have faith that love is coming. There's that love call. So that's what you got to do today. I hope you have the best day today. I wish my strap would stay up. It's driving me crazy. Take care, everybody, today. Please like, subscribe, share. Click on the notification so you know when I'm going live. Follow me on Instagram so that you can see the really cool live collaborations that I do and am going to continue doing. I have 2 new collaborations coming up. I have, of course, the Sunday collaboration with Grace Strega at noon. And I have 2 surprise monthly collabs that will be on the schedule very, very soon. So stay tuned for those amazing readers that are going to join me on Tune In Tarot and read for Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine energy and help us to come into balance and be light workers and all those cool things that we do. All right, everybody, take care and have the best day today.